Another win, this time over Humboldt State. Where do you feel your team's at this point of the year? 4 games left, heading back out on the road this week.
Yeah, you like their development, and this is a go 1-0 each week. It's a get better each week. It's keep growing. I think college football is all about you got another challenge this week, and if you can evaluate the film, if you can have an honest eval. I mean, it's always big with the team and coaches. They can honest eval and say, okay, how do we get better? What do we grow from? There's a lesson to be learned from every single victory and every single loss. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. And so, taking that humble and hungry attitude we talk about, that's what we got to have this week going into it. Because I'm excited about this team. I love the fact that there's 4 more weeks that we know about. I enjoy being with this team. They're a great bunch of guys to be around. And then the ethos of coaching here is just, hey, let's make an impact. But we got to teach them how to keep growing as a person, and that's really where we're at as a program.
Coach, talk a little about your receiving core. A lot's been talked about your 2 quarterbacks, and especially how Andrew stepped up, how much the line has stepped up, how great the defense is. Yeah. But I was really impressed with not only did they get open, they made great catches, and once they got the ball, they made some great plays.
Yeah, this is probably the deepest receiving core we've had in my time being here. I think that's the focus of recruiting in the last few years, be able to answer with signing guys we felt we needed. So last year, this receiving core, majority of them redshirted, so we're able to get them out this year. But there's some great leadership in Ethan Zeiler and a Tanner Henry. So being able to pass on, hey, these are the tricks of the trade. This is how we do receiver here. This is how physical we play as a receiver here. So while the talent's very young, I appreciate the leadership that's able to pass the baton on to them and say, hey, here's how you do it here. But you see Brandon Jackson and Weston Carr really being able to take off and win their one-on-one battles, and then when the open field make some things happen. But what I appreciate the most is you watch these guys when the ball's not thrown to them. Their blocking is outstanding. I mean, the physicality with what they block is, I think it's in the top of the whole league. And that's when we pride ourselves on our receiving core being able to be blocked to block, and pride ourselves on being a physical team. And I think that's the way you play the football game. In all that too, you've got a guy like Darrell Adams who's still coming up and growing. You got a Gage Allen guy who's adding himself in there. So the receiving core is deep. But what I like the most about them is that they're hungry to keep getting better, and they know they got a long ways to go still. But they're booking by leadership and enthusiasm, the coaching staff for these guys. They're going to get after it. They're going to keep getting better.
And it seems to have a group like that. Yeah. It just makes the whole offense better because if you just were a strong running team, they could key on your backs. And, it just makes the whole team better. It looks like.
Yeah, when you go back to the Terrell Watson days, where he was the showcase, and you looked at that. We had some good receivers, but what we did to realize that people would come in all in on the run game, and that put us in some pickles. And the big learning curve is you had to run a spread offense to be, in our unique spin on it, is we're more of a power spread offense. Is that you do have to win in one-on-one battles outside, because if the safeties can load the box and they can handle the outside receivers one-on-ones, then you know what, it becomes a hard offense to run. You maybe want to be more of a pro-style offense then, if that's you're committed to it. But for us, we realized in the recruiting part of it, we need to be able to sign guys who can win the one-on-one battles outside, because that's going to open up the run game. It's going to give you the advantage that you really want from the spread, and so that's where I think this year you're seeing a lot of years of work and recruiting come to fruition, and I really appreciate the plans and the purpose that the staff has done with the recruiting efforts to identify these guys and to find the ones that fit not only our system, they fit our school, and they also fit the goals that we're trying to achieve. In that, when we keep recruiting, we had a pretty good big recruiting weekend of guys coming out. We're still trying to identify those guys who can help us be prominent on the national level, and we'll make sure we're going to comb through everywhere to find the right fit for us.
And finally, talk about Simon Fraser, a team we handled before, but like you said before, you've got to come to play in this league.
You have to come to play in this league, and whatever happened before, we've been on the flip side of it, where we have come on the short end of the stick, and then we play them again, and we play better. And so, it's college football. It's Simon Fraser is always competitive. They're a tough physical bunch. They've got some of the best linebackers in the whole league. Their run defense is outstanding. I thought they're watching the last film against Western Oregon. They had a bye week last week, but our Western Oregon film, you know, their quarterback is so mobile, and we saw what that can do for an offense. You know, and I go back to their coaching staff. You know, they had a bye week. They're a pro coaching staff, and pro coaches will reinvent themselves. You give them time in the bye week, they'll reinvent themselves. They'll come out with things this week that we haven't seen before, because that's just what they do. They're smart players, so I think they can handle that. But you know, they're offensively, they will look and create, and I think a lot of that comes out of the creativity comes out of the Canadian Football League, where their coaches came from, and so we know that this week we're gonna get after it, and we're gonna be prepared for a 4-quarter battle, and that's how we do business, and that's what we're excited for. And so if you give us a chance to play football this week, we're gonna be fired up and prepared for it. So that's what we don't want to miss this moment.
Coach, on defense especially, it seems like you're getting a lot more physical. I don't know if that's necessarily the right word, but do you like the way that you're flying around the ball? Like, you're attacking the ball like more than I've seen since I've been here. Like, can you just comment and talk about how this defense has been playing in the maturation process since preseason?
Well, I apologize that this is the first time you've seen it since you've been here, because it's the only way to play defense, and we're gonna continue to attack this thing and play like our hair's on fire. We pride ourselves in this program of being a great defensive program, a great defensive team, and we've got guys right now who are playing with passion. They're playing fast. Their best football is still ahead of them, though, and that's where they know that. And when we talk in the coaches' meetings, hey, there's always a way to get better, and this is a young group that I think they've got big aspirations, but in order to have big aspirations, you got to have a big work ethic, and so their work ethic is matching it up. Every single week when we go there in the film room on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, they're putting their work in. And what I like about this defense is, between the snaps during practice, they can laugh and have a good time with each other. But once the snap starts, they're focused and they're communicating. They're asking the right questions. They're not leaving any practice unprepared. So we're going to make sure they attack. They make the most of what's going on in practice. But throughout it all, they're having fun, and that's the kind of team you want to have. I mean, this is about people, and you know, I don't care where you're at. If you can't make it and create an environment where people seem to thrive together, enjoy being with each other, it just becomes a grind. And football shouldn't be a grind. Football is fun. It's college football. This should be a fun thing to do. So while it's intense and while it is, it's serious business, we're not going to miss the moment. We're going to have a good time. And I think our defense, offense, special teams, our guys understand the work it takes, but they're going to have a good time with each other. And then the coaches are helping to create that environment. And that's what's unique and special about this place.
Staying on the topic of defense, just that week-to-week adjustment as far as getting off the field. We talked a little bit about it post-game, but what was the biggest change you saw during the week in terms of making that adjustment? Well,
I think there were some fundamental things to our system that guys maybe strayed away from a little bit in the pursuit of, you know, hey, let's playing fast. Sometimes it's a fine razor's edge where you play fast, but you lose some of the technical demands that are needed from a defense. So our guys were able to see that on film. They would say, okay, I get how critical this technique is for this piece of the defense. So they were able to realize it, grow through it, make the adjustments this week, and understand how do I bring both together. And that's the secret sauce, is that you have to be able to play defense with that passion, but then there's such a technical demand or expertise that they're showing, and they're going to, that quality control that they want, they're doing that right now. So as we go into the film room, we'll show them things that we need to continue to adjust and get better at, because I think this defense can be so much better, and that's what I get excited about.
Coach, what are some of the unique challenges that traveling out of country brings?
Well, it's not a challenge, an opportunity. What's great about our program is we get to play against the one NCAA Division II school in Canada at Simon Fraser. So our players will travel. They'll travel and they'll stay in the pretty cool hotels and stuff. But this is going across country. You're getting to see a whole other country, and the whole process of a passport, the whole process of going through customs. I think where a lot of people can say, hey man, that's a huge challenge, what's going to happen? It all depends on how you approach it. It's an amazing opportunity, and our guys are going to have an experience that very few college football players will ever have. Vancouver's a beautiful city, and we get a chance to go be there and go play college football, and so it's going to be cool.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.